Ew, coming live from the 215. It's your boy ROCKIIN REESE presenting WCC Ring Rockers, the show where the music and wrestling talk never stop. And we are in our all-independent episode, and this one will be one of the biggest yet because first and foremost, we have my co-host back from a 2-week hiatus, Canadian himself, Rob Gosling. Rob, how you doing?
Oh, a lot better now. I apologize for my absence the last couple of weeks. I started a new job that caused my sleeping pattern to be all fucked up.
That's how it usually go. Also on the show, we have, two of our three special guests have been calling in. So I always say cards are subject to change. First of all, we have former WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor superstar. This man has wrestled all over the globe. Give it up for the Ontarian cyborg himself, Tyson Dukes. Tyson, welcome to Ring Rockers, my friend.
Well, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you on. And also calling in a man I have had the honor and privilege to talk to several times over the past year. This past Saturday, he accomplished his goal, the new AIWF heavyweight champion himself, Justin Overstreet. Justin, welcome back.
Thanks for having me again, man. I'm always glad to be here.
All right, man. I want to tell you what, Justin, I got to admit, last month we made the challenge. Matter of fact, when did the match get set? Just for the record.
It was officially, I guess you could say, booked up. I think it was like March 15th is when they finally got it locked in solid. So it was probably about good, I think, about 2 or 3 days after we had the same interview.
Talk about quick work. And matter of fact, what was your reaction like when you got the match? Like what was your mindset going into this? Was
well,
like,
first of all, it was excitement because I took a page out of Muhammad Ali's book and I wouldn't shut my mouth. And I think for the past month I've been running it crazy until they finally got it locked in. And from there I realized it was time to hit the gym harder and focus on the guy at hand.
And of course we remember that this is not the first time you and Salem Center 6 had collided. Of course, last year when I first met you, you guys had that epic four-way battle with Justin Flash and eventual champion Kyle Matthews. So did you use anything from that experience to help you prepare for this match?
Well, first of all, I got a little bit bigger. Back then, I was around 225-pound mark, and then about, like I said, 10 months later, I jumped up to 255 because Salem Center 6 isn't a little guy himself. He's pushing 6'5", 270, so, I realized that I had to match strength to strength on that one.
All right. And then of course, this took place, just for record, C4 Explosive Wrestling down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina this past Saturday. Yeah, and could you imagine? Yeah, what was the initial feeling for you? Have you even slept since Saturday when you became champion?
I hadn't slept until that Friday. I had down that way on mid-afternoon Friday, and, it was just a lot of things going through your head at one time. And then when I got there around 3 a.m. on Saturday and checked into my hotel, and, I think I slept maybe 3 or 4 hours, to be honest with you, and I realized that, damn, it's time to check out. The first thing I did, since I've never really been to Myrtle Beach, I went straight to the beach and, just collecting my thoughts there. I mean, it was a really nice place to go and, just clear your head. And hell, I even think I handed out like 100 extra flyers at the beach itself, so.
Awesome job. And then, of course, man, you realize there's going to be so many people coming all over from you. Of course, Salem Center 6 is going to obviously have a rematch. I gotta kind of pose the question: would you also be looking for Kyle Matthews to come knocking around the door for a future title match?
Well, I know that Salem has his rematch, and I'm expecting him to cash it in anytime soon. It might be another just, smash mouth brawl. That's pretty much what happened, And as far as Kyle Matthews, I'm kind of hoping he wants to put his name in the hat as well, because I'd love to get in the ring with him one-on-one one time as well, because I know he's a hell of a wrestler himself.
All right, let me take us up north to the Cyborg, Tyson. Now, for fans who are a little unfamiliar with you, now you were on the 2007. You've been in 2 TNA World X Cups. You've been on Team Canada.
Yep, I've been Team Canada, Team International. Any team they could throw me on, I was on it with TNA.
Hello.
Yo, yeah.
There we go. I think this works.
Oh, finally, we got the match on. Mike.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, Mike.
All right, brother.
Good to see you again. Good, yeah.
It's been a long time, Rob. How you been?
Not bad, my friend, not bad.
I think the last time I saw you was at the WrestleMania party in Toronto.
Yep, that sounds about right, with your brother and dad.
That's correct, yes.
Yep. Now, for our listeners who may not know who Mike Hart is, just to put, now that he's in the room and we were able to talk, he is the son of Smith Hart, who is the son of the infamous promoter Stu Hart and of the infamous Hart family. So, yeah, he's the grandson of Stu, son of Smith. Smith was the oldest brother of the Hart family. And what have you. So just so everyone's clear as to who Mike Hart is, as well, and of course, Reed, you were about to talk to Tyson, I guess, or whatever, and we can keep moving on with the show.
Yeah,
perfect.
And then, now we're all good. Tyson, as we were going on, and first of all, Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Tyson, go back to what we were saying. We were on Team International 2008. And, of course, you've had a very prolific career in Ring of Honor. Also, a lot of people don't remember that you were in WWE. As a fact, I actually just found your match today. You were on the Velocity program against the Mark Jindrak back in 2003 or 2004.
It was 2004.
All right, 2004. All right, I knew it was somewhere around that time frame, but Can you tell us what that experience was like?
It's kind of it's one of those things that's kind of surreal, because it's wrestling. When I started, I started in '96, and just from an indies. I went from indies. I didn't go up, climb the ladder slowly, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I went from indie work to bigger shows, being the Border City wrestling shows in Windsor, Ontario, straight to WWE. I worked Border City Wrestling with former WWE star Red Rooster Terry Taylor for over a year in a feud. And then from there, I jumped into WWE at 2002, and I worked there for 2 years, under no contract. I had no contract with the company, but worked steady job there for the better part of 2 years. I was on shows every month with the company, and on Velocity and Heat, and a couple of appearances on Raw and SmackDown, just small, minor things. And in 2004, I blew my knee out on that match with Mark Jindrak.
Wow. Do you think you would have, you think if that didn't happen, you would have actually probably stayed there a little longer?
Well, that's the movie type script involved in in my career, is that I was known as for my charisma, and I did a silly little dance that they used to love, and be the guy that could take a beating before. Like Colin Delaney got hired. I was the guy that got beat up, and then, you know, was the underdog that's always came back. Kind of like a Mikey Whipwreck character, only doing a foolish dance, right? And so when that all transpired, when I got down there, it was right after Raw, because they had the roster switched, the first ever Raw and SmackDown draft, and I was part of that security team on Raw. And then the next day on SmackDown, it was Mark Jindrak's first day with SmackDown, so he had to make an impression. And they were just, you know, Mark was relatively new, and they were like telling him that he had to make a real big splash. You know what I mean? He had to get himself over and had to be like a big guy. But so I think it jazzed him up too much. Before that, though, like I had talked with Johnny Ace and Stephanie McMahon, and it was right then. It was that day that I was supposed to sign with them, and I just couldn't get them both together to discuss that kind of stuff, like moving to OVW and all that stuff. So what happened was I couldn't get them together. They finally said, just go work with Jindrak, go do your match, and when you come back, we'll discuss it, and we'll get something down on paper that we can work towards. And that's when I blew my knee out, and I was in the back with the trainer. That Johnny Ace said that they can't hire a guy with a broken wheel, so, because they don't know if I'll be back. So they said, go get fixed up, and then we'll see. But by the time I came back, like 8 months later, like that ship had sailed. Like I missed my window, because wrestling's all about timing and just getting in, and I missed it. I missed my window.
That sucks.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's a lot of people we can say that like it did suck. And when I was younger, it was a real sting, and I was really bitter about it. But as I grown up and stay humble and learn as I get older that everything happens for a reason. And obviously, maybe there would have been something there that maybe I wouldn't have been a good person, or would have had a fleeting career, or I wouldn't have been able to grow as much as I have over the years. So, you can look at it and say that it was terrible, or you can just chalk it up to a life lesson. And I like to look at it on the positive side, is that I've learned so much, and I've met more people than I would have, and my career is still going. So that's the way I look at it.
And you are also the current. Now I'm hoping I remember this right. Northern Lights champion for the United Union of Independent Wrestlers promotion.
No, I don't. The only titles I have right now is the Squared Circle Premier Championship and the U-Pro Wrestling out of Indiana. They had their heavyweight championship. That's all I hold. If I hold these titles, it has been long ago, and the company has either shut down and I've forgotten, or, you know what I mean, or they've moved on without me, sort of thing.
No, but it was the Premier Championship for Squared I was thinking of.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, I have that one.
And of course, let's get Mike into the show here a little bit. Mike, of course, obvious question I have to ask you. Third generation superstar, you come from one of the most famous families ever. Target on your back, perhaps?
Definitely a target. I got big boots to fill. Not that I'm trying to fill them, but I'm a smaller guy, and I get the hit the gym or do you lift kind of stuff. But most guys don't know that I have a rod in my right wrist. I broke my wrist. I shattered my wrist actually 2 years ago, so it's really delicate even to this day. I'm not always going to be the biggest guy or anything, but I just try and learn. I try and just learn from everybody and just accept it like I'm a sponge, So I try and absorb just everything that I can from people and learn. You don't always have to be the biggest guy to get your spot. You just gotta know what you're sort of doing at the right time. Just like Tyson Duke said, it's all about your timing, you know.
And matter of fact, right now, yeah, speaking of time, I know you guys are going to be pretty busy over the weekend. Real quickly, I'm going to let both of you promote your cards real quick. And Mike, since I'm talking to you now, you have a show for Pure Wrestling Association this Saturday in Kitchener, Ontario.
I do. It's this Saturday. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Bell time 7:30. The address for that is the Alpine Club in Kitchener, 464 Maple Ave. The return of Eddie Osborne. He's going to go one-on-one for the Pure Wrestling Heavyweight Champion against the Hardcore Hick. It's going to be myself against the Lilac family, Buck Anderson. Easy E is in the house there. Lance Malibu, the Beautiful Bo. We're going to have some tag team action with the Modern Day Warriors, I believe, against the Islanders. So I'm looking forward to that because I've actually had a little bit of a sort of following with the Lilac family. Like, yeah, they've been doing a lot of like 3-on-1. So I got myself a manager, Corey, and he's been training down at Ruffy's old gym. Cutthroat runs it now, Chris Garvin. So I met him there, but he's going to be in my corner just to make sure that, you know, none of those guys attack me again. So, and then if I can beat Buck Anderson, I get a title match against the Chief for the Ontario Championship. So something to look forward to. I've been waiting. I just I had a concussion in January, so I took a few months off. So this is kind of like my return show. But I'm definitely pumped for it.
Cool. Real quick, yeah, matter of fact, we should have mentioned, yeah, as you did mention, yeah, you and Buck were the winner go for the Ontario Championship held by the Chief Eddie, not the Nigerian title, as he likes to call it.
It's well, technically, I guess he's the Nigerian champion, but it is the Ontario Championship with the PWA. So it's something that I've never actually held a singles title. I've had tag titles with my partner at one time, Joey Valentine. We were the Heartbreakers, but that didn't last long. We basically got belts and just never were used again. So if you consider us champions then, I mean, I don't, but so it's something for me to look forward to anyways, you know.
All right, and then, of course, Tyson, you are going to be in with Smash Wrestling this weekend. You got a real big match. I know Rob, like, always forward. That's with Chris Hero.
Well, just before that, even he's got a match on the Saturday. I mean, for 3AW.
Yeah, I'm like this weekend's good for me. I got a good weekend. I got a hacker, Scotty O'Shea. Like, if you get a chance, YouTube him. Kid is a phenomenal talent, and like we've had a feud for over a year at Smash. So we look to do the same thing at 3AW and create some magic. Jeff Jarrett's going to be up there, and a bunch of other stars, and really looking forward to that show. That's a good warm up. That's a good test because me and Hacker go pretty good. So that just leads in the next day for Smash Wrestling, the one and only Chris Hero. Like, we've been up and down the same damn road for like years, like over a decade of wrestling, almost 2 decades. And have been on shows together. He's been at a company, and then I've been at a company, and we have never ever locked horns. And I'm really excited to wrestle Chris because you know, everybody knows how good Chris is, and everybody knows my stuff, and they know that like he's an elite when it comes to knowledge, like lucha and Japanese and British style chain wrestling, and you know that's kind of my area too. Is like I've picked off stuff from everybody as well. I'm very Japanese based, but I know a lot of British chain wrestling, and I'm really looking forward to getting in there with a guy that is just elite, if not better at like chain wrestling. So you're going to see there's going to be a lot of holds, I'm sure. And then a few elbows, I'm sure he'll be trying to throw him, but I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm pretty excited about this weekend.
All right. Well,
just to go with his. Sorry, just to go with his match with Scotty O'Shea. As he said, Jeff Jarrett's going to be with Karen Jarrett. They're taking on Robbie McAllister of the Highlanders. You know, I'm Robbie. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is also going to be there, Hall of Famer, and he's having an open challenge. On top of that, we have Cody Deaner taking on Psycho Mike Rollins. In women's action, we have Jules with Mr. Awesome taking on Jasmine. In tag team action, we have the Flatliners taking on RJ City and Sebastian Suave. For Smash Wrestling, on top of the headlining match, as far as I'm concerned, with Tyson Dukes and Chris Hero, we also have Courtney Rush teaming with Lufisto to take on Vanessa Craven and Silesia Sparks. We have Checkmate teaming with Lewis Linden to take on the Goat Brigade and Pepper Parks. We also, on top of that, we have a tag team match between Johnny Gargano and Matt Cross taking on the Overdogs. Psycho Mike Rollins will be in action against Alex Shelley of ROH. And Scotty O'Shea is taking on Brent Banks for what seems to be a very interesting start to a possible feud.
So stacked. Both shows stacked.
Exactly. And Destiny Awakes, which is the Smash Wrestling, will be at the 227 Lounge in Etobicoke, Ontario, just north of the 401 there. And 3AW will be at 273 West Street North in Orillia, Ontario. Tickets are available online. Check Google or look them up. Smash Wrestling is smash-wrestling.ca. For 3AW, I'm looking for a website, and tickets online. Yeah.
Yeah, just throwing a quick note for those who wanted to call in, speak to Justin right now. Justin did have to, unfortunately, take off for a personal issue, so we just want to wish the Overshoot family well. So, Justin, whatever you had to do, please get well. And make sure, if you guys want to follow Justin Overstreet, you can do that. You can do that on Twitter. It's Justin O Wrestler. Of course, Mike, let me throw yours at the Match MH. And, of course, Tyson, you can follow him on Twitter at Tyson Dukes. Pretty simple right there. So I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys plugs. And also, you can follow all three on Facebook as well. That's Tyson, I know, I got to kind of pose this one a little bit. What would you two think about possibly, if you haven't done so already, how would you feel about teaming with each other?
You know what? We've the same thing again. We've been around. I've been around the block everywhere, so I've met most guys that are like the older guys, and then the newer guys. And Mike's more of the new generation of fellas coming up. So we've been on shows together, but never ever tagged or never wrestled each other. You know what I mean? It's funny that you wrestle so many shows a year and always busy, but there's just so many good people out there that you don't really get to lock horns with everybody. But yeah, man, tag team wrestling would be almost like a night off compared to the amount of nonsense that I've been doing lately with
right?
singles. Like Michael Elgin in ROH, and I just recovered from that weekend working Bennett and then wrestling Elgin, and then I went to AIW down there in Cleveland, and those guys are just balls to the wall all the time, like Shane Hollister and Trevor Lee and Davey Vega. I worked those three in a four-way, and those guys are just unbelievable talents. So, yeah, you know what? Hell, could get a bit of a day off.
And I mean, even right up, like, you can go back to just near the end of last year when you were taking on Davey Richards of ROH for Squared in Whitby there.
That's right, yeah. So, like, it's been busy. Like, I got home. I started on New Year's a 2-week tour of with All Japan, and I had a couple days there with Ultimo Dragon, and you know, I mean, like, busy. I'm very, like, it's been busy, but not very many tags.
And then you were way up north, you know, about 100 miles from Santa's home in Inuit there, which is one of the Canadian territories, just for those listeners who don't know what that is. Up in Nunavut, they're taking on Lance Storm.
Yeah, wrestling Lance Storm for 2 nights. And then the ball keeps rolling, so, you know, like at the end of, like, I got these 2 big shows coming up. I got a big one at ESW in April. I got a clinic to do beforehand, and then I roll right into May. And May for Border City Wrestling in Windsor here is absolutely stacked. We got New Japan Pro Wrestling taking on Border City Wrestling with Booker T as the headline name. So it's like, you know, wherever I go, things are happening. So it's good. Like, I'm on good stuff, and, like, I always have to excel and exceed expectations, or, you know what I mean? I don't want to be – I'm getting older now, so I got to make every shot count. So these shows are important to me.
Can I just pipe in there and say something?
Go, Mike.
First of all, I have the utmost respect for Tyson Dukes. I mean, the guy is just so humble. Like, you know, you could just. To me, I've had a conversation with him, but I've seen him, like, talk with other guys, and he's just one of those guys that are just so humble and so easy to talk to, and such a natural in the ring. Like, I mean, the guy, he's just one of the. I mean, for me, he's probably one of the best performers. Like, I put him right up top there, you know, with a lot of some of these legends, like even Dynamite. You know, and that's saying something. Right. Tyson Dukes is definitely pound for pound right now probably the best. Yeah. That's just my opinion, and I stand by a lot of that stuff, you know, and I have nothing but respect for him. So if that opportunity ever came to tag with him, I would jump on that.
Hey, I would look forward for the limited things that I've seen you do, Mike, and well, for the limited amount of opportunities that I had to, like, see of your matches. And Tyson, I've, like, definitely seen, like, you for a good amount of time. So I was like, I would definitely like to see that dream team happen. Hey, let's say, if any of our Canadians, let's work that schedule if anybody's listening out there in Canada.
It would definitely be an honor, you know. I'd just be like a sponge, you know. It'd just be like I'd be the sponge, and he'd be teaching, and I'd just be soaking it all in. It'd be, you know, I definitely tip my hat to guys like Tyson Dukes. He's definitely paved the way for a lot of people, you know, and he doesn't get as much credit, and he should, because he is pound for pound the best, no doubt about it.
Yes, Tyson.
I agree totally. I've been watching him for a while now, and I mean, I've been watching you, Tyson, since you were textbook. And I mean, it's been, you progressed so much, and you're just an amazing performer, an amazing person to talk to, and what have you. So yeah, I fully concur with Mike. Nothing but the utmost respect, mind you, utmost respect for both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tyson, I want to put since. Out of your near 18-year career, who would you say will probably be the biggest name that you have not taken on yet, or wanted to take on?
Biggest name that I have not yet taken on? Yeah. Oh, there's so many. There's so many guys that are top of the line. Like, I've been very, very fortunate to be in the ring with so many, like, different guys that have been fantastic. You know, like, like we're speaking about, like Dragon and Davey Richards and Bennett, who's and Elgin, and like just guys, even the younger kids coming up that show promise, like that I've been in there with, are like just good kids, you know what I mean? And it's not just about them learning from me, but I'm learning from them, because the style always changes, and Saruda is the best example, Jumbo Saruda, because he's the guy that went along with the ages, and like he was timeless, because he would just evolve his style and keep growing with the company. So that's what I like to see myself do the same way, is keep switching and keep switching gears, and always be on top of it, so that I'm not left behind, because it's easy to think you know it all and then get lost in the shuffle and become outdated. Guys that I haven't, I've been in the ring with The Undertaker. You know what I mean? It was such a huge experience for me, and I know it was such a small little spot, and it was an easy little thing, but my God, like, did I ever, I talked to him for an hour afterwards and picked his brain. Other than that, though, like the kind of the world's your oyster kind of thing, right? Like, I haven't been in the ring with a Danielson or a CM Punk or
just at my pay.
These guys. You know what I mean? I haven't been in the ring with I've been on shows with these guys, and I've been cordial, and we've always talked and spoke highly of each other, but I've never wrestled them. But it's the same. It's the same everywhere. Like, these guys, like, I don't mind, like, for me, wrestling names is, like, that's easy, because these guys are, like, so good at what they do that it just makes my job so much easier. It's guys that are brand new and they're just starting to pave their way. That's who I'd rather, be in there with, because then if you show them, or you work with each other and they learn something, and then you see them a couple years down the line and how much they progress, that right there is money. You know what I mean? Elgin started that way. Me and Mike did some stuff together, and he would send me tapes all the time, always hungry to learn. And my God, look at him now. The dude is unstoppable. So, it's just one of those things.
Is that something that you're thinking of doing? I mean, the wrestling world will lose an amazing talent the day you retire, don't get me wrong. But when you decide that you are going to retire, is that something you're looking to do, is open up a wrestling school?
Well, I have one right now. I part owner, half owner of a school down here in Windsor with Scott D'Amour. It's Can-Am Wrestling School. And, we're the toughest, it's the toughest school to get through, and it's hard, because I made it hard, because if you can last here, you can last anywhere. So, but I'm starting to get, I think that I kind of, when I retire from this, I don't know, I think I'll focus probably on my youngest son, who I'm pretty sure, I know he's only 11 right now, but it looks like he wants to do it. So I'll probably just focus on him, and hopefully he can push him further than I could go.
All right. Yeah, let me throw a question to Mike here, because Mike, anybody that's in a Hart family, I know they often go through the comparison question, but if you had to compare yourself, well, mostly to the two that we're most familiar with, who would you say your style more resembled, Brett or Owen? God rest.
I would say I'd try and emulate Brett. Owen, I always thought Owen was the better worker, but there's just something about Brett's style that just, captured me. And from a kid, I just remember, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be that. I'm going to try that, and you definitely try. I don't know if I can compare, but definitely Brett. Owen, I hands down, though, I think Owen was a better worker.
And
that's just my opinion. You know, he just seemed like so relaxed in there, like he was having a good time, and you know, it wasn't work to him. You know, whereas Brett sort of.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going to say.
Speaking of, okay, sorry, Mike.
Sorry, I was just going to say Brett sort of took it more seriously, whereas, you know, like Owen just kind of was relaxed in there having fun, just being the ribber, you know, like joking and.
And yeah. I guess that's what I was thinking while you were saying all that is Owen. It always seemed to me, now I don't know, maybe you can confirm this or not, but it always seemed to me as though Owen just wanted to make enough money to be able to retire. He never really wanted the main championship. He didn't want to go through all the responsibilities of it all and everything else. He only wanted to make enough money so he could retire early and be with Martha and the kids. That was the way it was always presented to me, and maybe I'm wrong on that, but
you're right. You're right.
Had more of a passion to be the champion. Brett had to be the main top champion, whereas Owen, I don't know if he really wanted that. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I think if the fire department didn't reject Owen's contract, I think he would have been a fireman. I think he would have just stepped away from wrestling and just been with his family. He was such a genuine guy. He would be the guy taking the red flight home, you know, just through stories.
So he would have gone and done what Keith did.
Pretty much. He tried and they didn't accept him, and he just said, okay, well, you know, what's next? I can't do anything else, basically, wrestling, you know, and he was good at it, and you know, but I think ultimately he just wanted to be done. Like, I think he just wanted to go home and be with his kids and family. And but I think he had a responsibility inside him that he felt that he had to, you know, honor. You know, so
yeah, right.
Who's to say? Who's to really say what would have really happened? But the talk about it was that Owen might have gotten a push for the championship. That was a deal between Owen and Vince at one point. But we all know Vince and his stories and, you know, his promises to guys, never delivering and stuff like that. But, I mean, that's hearsay. I mean, if he got the world title and things didn't happen the way they did, then, you know, that would have been great too. But ultimately, I think he just wanted to do what he had to do to get by and then just kind of be with his family, you know.
And real quickly, and speaking of Brett and Owen in general, like, and I know, Tyson, you can say the same for this as well, but Mike, you all have a little more experience. Can you believe that it's been 20 years since that epic first televised meeting between Brett and Owen at WrestleMania 10? And when you look at that, when you guys watched that match as kids and then, like, watching it now, it was like, what kind of feelings did that evoke in both of you?
For me, as a kid, I just remember being afraid, not really getting it, and wondering if, you know, this was real, and because they played it like, you know...
How old were you when that match took place?
I probably would have been 10.
Okay.
10 years old.
Okay.
You know, so I was just a kid, and everything was believable in my eyes, and they played it so well that you couldn't tell the difference. You know, they were just two standout guys that, you know, made it work. And it was, even to this day, it's just something I always watch. I also watch Brett and Perfect. You know, stuff, just met Brett and Sean, stuff like that, you know, like, you can never relive all that. Like, you can just go back and watch it, but you'll never see it again.
That's right.
Ed, Tyson, your thoughts on Brett and Owen in their WrestleMania match at the Garden?
It's fantastic. I've seen it like 1,000 times by this point. I've watched it so many times now. Like it's one of those ones that you should watch if you're learning anything in this business. If you want to do something in this business, it's one of those matches that you should watch and see how it's not about doing 100,000 things or running the ropes 1,000,000 times. It's about emotion and drama and all the stuff and timing about the right time to hit your stuff. You know what I mean? And facial expressions, and like it's one of those ones that's really is a masterpiece. If you watch it, like you can watch it. Like if you watched it tonight and you watched it through 10 times, you'd have to watch it 10 times, because the first 5 times you'd be just lost in watching it and just being entertained by it, and then the other 5 times it would take to start to learn from it and to look at it. That's why I tell like students here when they watch matches, because they get them to watch matches like that one, especially like ones like that, and then I'll tell them, don't try to study it right off the hop. Like, watch it to enjoy it. Like, watch it a couple times and enjoy it, and then the next day watch it and study it, because there's absolutely no way, because you just get lost in the story that they tell and how well they put it on. It's like, it'll hold up. Like, it's 20 years later, which is really aging me now. Thank you very much. But it's one of those ones that, I'm with you. Seriously, what are you doing to me here? Like, you telling poor Michael, like, hey, how old were you when this match goes on? If you ask me that question, I'll tell you, shut up. I'm not telling you how old I was when that match went down. You said 20 years ago. I think that's enough. It's 20 years ago, boys. I've seen it. So, no, it's definitely one of those ones that is a must-see, and is one of those ones that will go down in time. Like, you can watch it, and it'll never be dated. Like, we talk about things being dated. It's one of those ones that will always be relevant in wrestling. Right.
Yeah, and one of the things that with me personally was just the shock factor, because I can guarantee you, like in my short circle, that nobody had Owen win in that match. And when it happened, yeah, because I was like, I could literally hear everybody in Madison Square Garden just like they just went dead silent for a minute, because it was like, Owen won?
No, it's almost like the entire air got sucked out of the place when he won, because, as you just said, absolutely nobody was pegging Owen to win that match.
No, and to be honest, that spot, could you imagine, like, if they actually went with the real plans and actually had Bruce as the heel brother? That's the original plan, was Bruce Hart was actually going to be the Owen, and it was going to be Owen that faced Bruce. But somehow Brett piped up and said, if anyone's going to do it, it's Owen. But Vince originally wanted to go with Bruce.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that was, because Patterson was the one who originally nixed the idea, right?
I don't think Patterson really gave a shit about my family, the Harts, at all. I think because he downplayed Owen to Vince a lot. And, Brett never really understood why they weren't really doing anything with Owen. They just kind of put him under a mask and said, okay, go ahead. And they never really gave him an opportunity. And I think it was Brett that, kind of got to the bottom of it. And it was actually Pat Patterson that was saying, Owen couldn't handle it. And, and look what happened. People still remember it, and it's 20 years. So, my hat goes off to them, too, because that took a lot back then. I'm pretty sure Brett didn't even want to do it. He just didn't want to, but then he thought, well, listen, other guys are making money wrestling me in the main event. Why can't my brother?
Well, that's right.
So I don't think Brett really wanted to go one-on-one with Owen. I think Brett might have even been scared.
All right, Mike, actually I do have to pose one other question to another one of your relatives, of course, being Natty.
Sorry, did you say...
Have you occasionally watched Total Divas? I gotta throw the question out there.
Do I watch Total Divas?
Yeah, or at least her scenes in it, at least.
I actually do watch the show. every Sunday. I watch it just to kind of, because that's kind of my way to stay in touch with like Tyson Kidd and Natty, you know, and it's really hard to kind of, you know, stay up to date with those guys. I mean, I try and stay in touch with Tyson as much as I can via text, you know, getting him to watch my YouTube matches or whatever, helping me, you know, because I don't really have that kind of support. Like Teddy's doing his own thing and Brett's doing his own thing, and, you know, it's kind of nice to have somebody like there to say, okay, listen, you suck, or, you know, okay, that looks good, or just kind of help me, because I think there's a lot of guys just afraid because of, you know, the name or something, like they don't, or maybe bad karma from, you know, maybe relatives of mine, that they don't want to just come near me, or they don't want to just, so, you know, touch me, basically, you know what I mean? Like they're, I don't know what it is, but it's nice, though, that I get to kind of stay in contact with him. I know it's not personal, it's just via text, but, you know, we still connect, and Total Divas is actually a killer show. I find it very funny, even though a lot of it's a work.
Yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, I just had that, like, I just had that question just pop into my mind at random, and I was like, because I knew, of course, I didn't want to leave Natalya out as well, and of course, with her success going on in WWE, I was like, of course, I think at some point, if you do make it there, if you do make it there, if it's meant to be, would you possibly want to do some angles for her and Tyson, like maybe?
I would probably jump at that opportunity. Just being like Tyson Kidd alone, you know, he's traveled. He's been pretty much everywhere. You know, he's kind of absorbed everything like a sponge. But he's just so smooth. He's like, it's almost like a Tyson Dukes, you know. Just gets in the ring and it's just natural to them. And you know, I would love to learn from him. You know, especially now that he's in his prime and he's just doing, you know, he's doing good things, right?
Well, that's just it, and I mean, it's been said. Now, I don't know. Again, these are rumors, for as far as I'm concerned, until I get that validity to them or whatever. But it has been said that if they want to gauge a new talent or whatever, they always put them in the ring with Tyson, because if you can't work with Tyson Kidd, you can't work.
Yeah, that probably sums it up. I could see them doing that. I know Tyson and Nat Natalya.
If you can't work with Kidd, then you can't work, because he can work with pretty much anybody.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Tyson, actually, or TJ, I should say. He texted me today, and I just want to give a shout-out to Ashley Six. I don't really know him personally, but Tyson texted me today, and he asked me, do you know Ash? And I said, Ashley Six, and he said, yeah, and he was listening to the other radio thing, and just so compelling, you know. I don't really know him that well, just from seeing him at shows, but I just want him to know that he's such a brave, strong person, and, you know, so courageous. The way, you know, just so laid back when he was doing that interview too, and it's like he had stage 3 lymphoma. Hodgkin's, you know, and he was just so cool. I was listening to the video. Yeah, he was just so laid back, and it was compelling to hear that, you know, and I just thought I'd share that story. But my shout out to him, man. You're more of a man than, you know, most, so.
And speaking of which, speaking of Ashley Six, he's having a show coming up here in Toronto, Canada, on April 13th. It's called Fight for Cancer. All goes for cancer research and what have you. He just got cleared of cancer very recently, and this match coming up on April the 13th, which is a Sunday, is going to be his return match from like a couple of years or something. Like, he has not been able to wrestle because of this. And he just got cleared and everything else. He's cleared of cancer. He just got cleared to get back in the ring, and he's making his return match on April 13th. So it's going to be which I will get the full details of and be promoting as well, along with the other shows that are coming up. But I do know that he does have this match coming up and what have you, and I know it's going to be a really, really good card.
Yeah. All right, and real quickly before I take us to the event, sir, because I know we kind of threw off schedule real quick.
I really want to apologize, guys, for not connecting earlier.
That's all right, man. It's just things go through. Real quickly, Cyborg, before we do off, can you tell us real quickly, besides the 2 cards this weekend, do you have anything else coming up in the as far as April or anything coming up soon?
Yeah, I got all my plate is full. It's always full. I got Smash. I got Smash on the 30th. I got 3AW on the Saturday. I got ESW. It's out of Buffalo. I'm working for them for the first time April 5th. And we just steamroll ahead. We're just I got 2 shows with Buffalo Championship Wrestling on the 18th and 19th. Just the easiest way to do it, because there's so many dates and there's so much I'm doing, like AIW and this big Border City Wrestling show with New Japan. There's so much stuff that's on my plate right now. The best way to check it out is just follow me on Twitter. Twitter's the best way because I love Twitter, and I'm always promoting stuff like posters and all that stuff. So check it out on my Twitter is at Tyson Dukes, DUX, as in Jean-Claude Van Damme's Frank Dukes character of Bloodsport. And just check me out there, and I just follow, and I'll let you know 2 weeks in advance. There's a lot of stuff though. Even we're saying about Fight Cancer is that's happening in April as well, and I'll be wrestling in the main event in a 4-way with one Ashley Six, because there's no one that swings at each other harder than me and that little punk. And Michael Elgin is also in that match, as well as Ethan Page. It's going to be, the main event is 4-way crazy disaster. It's going to be chaos, and it's going to be fun.
All right, thanks a lot. And Match, real quick, anything else you want to promote?
No, I'm just the show for Saturday, the PWA. It's in Kitchener at 464. Maple Ave, 7 p.m., bell time 7:30. I also want to let Tyson Dukes know that a good friend says hi, Eddie Osborne.
Oh my God! You know what? There's nobody, Mike, that I enjoy more than Ed, the big man, Eddie Osborne. We've had I was fortunate enough when I started to get back into wrestling after my neck was finally recovered and stuff like that, and I got the chance to work with Eddie a bunch of times, and I love that dude. He's one of my faves. So please tell him tell him the same.
It's it's a real pleasure hearing some of the stories from you too, and I know that I'll be seeing you on some of these indie shows in the future, and I just want to say I have nothing but respect for you, and I wish you all the best with whatever you do. I still, to this day, I know I asked you in a Facebook before why you're not signed, but I think you're one of those guys that should have been, and there's still that chance for you, and I really hope you get that opportunity, because you just have so much knowledge and so much you can teach these guys, and I really hope that these dreams come true for you, because nobody's worked harder than you, Tyson.
Well, thanks, brother, and I'm going to hold you to this tag. I wanted to make sure this tag happens somewhere down the line. We're definitely going to be on shows together, but for the love of God, can we possibly get some work together? That would be all right, man. I can't stress that enough. Yeah. I would like to either lock horns or tag or whatever people have in mind. You know what I mean? I'm always eager to work with the new and always the talent that really wants to learn and get better and are doing good. You know what I mean? I just want to be with good people. So, I just hopefully everything goes super well for you, and
Thank you.
All the best. I'm hoping that you're kicking ass, and I hope things pick up. I remember when I was young in my career, is the same way. whereas like a show here and a show there, and eventually, you know what I mean, when you hit that timing in that window and something clicks, you know what I mean, it just steamrolls, and I'm hoping that you get your steamroll, brother.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I just want to thank everybody for having me on your show. It's it's been a good time, and I got to relive a lot of memories as a child, and I look forward to many more.
Thanks a lot. Mike and Tyson, let me say, oh, sorry, Rob.
Yes. I was just going to say, we here at WCC, the Wrestling Commentary Central, which is our Facebook group, which you can find on facebook.com/group/Wrestling Commentary Central. You can also listen to all our shows. Monday night we have Overload, we have Uncensored, about a half an hour after Raw. We have Overload on Tuesdays at around 10 p.m. We have our show, Ring Rockers, every Wednesday night, most times at 10 p.m. Next week will be a special time, as we are having a special 2-hour episode at 7 p.m. Thursdays, right after, about a half hour after TNA, you can catch the TNA recipe, and on Friday nights you can catch Main Event a half hour after SmackDown with the hosts Doug and Kara. All shows are at,
Okay.
All shows are at the same time, all on the same number, 1-760-569-7676, access code 200446#. And we here thank both of you immensely for coming on the show today. It has been an absolute pleasure having you both, and thank you so much.
Sure. Hey, Rob, you could have slowed down. We still got time, bro.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how much time we had. I was just trying to get it out.
I
want to have an hour back because we lost that first half hour.
I think Rob's just a little disgruntled just because Toronto got their butts whipped last night, but that's okay.
All right. Anyway, Mike and Tyson, may I say, also want to say, please, if you want to come on back, I'll keep posted. April 30th will be our next all-indie show. All indie episodes, so I'll be sure to make sure to invite you to that as well, because, like I said, this is why we love having these indie shows, because we're uniting guys from all over, from the U.S. through Canada. Hopefully, at some point, we'll hopefully get Mexico in the scene too. Who knows? And this is what I love, because we get to have the fans and the wrestlers interact, and we get to like drop so many different things and like definitely get to see insight to you guys. So I want to personally thank you guys for being on tonight as well. And, man, your invitations are open anytime to come back onto the show.
That's
I just want to say thank you.
All right.
Thank you. It's definitely a privilege to be on the same card as Tyson Dukes.
Hey, definite honor, real quick. And as Rob mentioned, next week we will be on a special time reliving WrestleMania, because we're getting hyped up for WrestleMania 30. We have all the memories from The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena, and more. Make sure y'all check it out. And remember, the first 30 minutes of next week's show will be promo times only. So if you guys want to call in after 7:30. Just want to give that heads up as well. Let's take to the event center. Rob, you covered a good amount of them, so I'll take care of the rest.
Okay.
And we had cards Friday night. We'll have United Wrestling coming to you from Sutherland Road in Longton, Stoke-on-Trent, England. Tickets are £5 apiece. For a family pack, they are £16. And we have in tag team action, United Wrestling Heavyweight Champion Prodigy Paul Malin will team with his Predators partner Joseph Connors to take on the team of Gridiron, Aaron Insane and Chris Rush from WXW in Germany. Also on the card, number one contender for the United Heavyweight title, Mark Morgan, will go one-on-one with former champion Dave Delvecchio. In more singles action, Scott Schuyler will be competing in a mystery opponent. Roughhouse Steve Mitchell will go one-on-one with Ryan Myatt. And there will also be an appearance by the Celtic champion Barricade. To learn more about United Wrestling, you can follow them at united-wrestling.co.uk, or you can follow them on Twitter at Welsh Wrestling. That's the United Wrestling, Friday, March 28th, from the Sutherland Community Project Bids on Sutherland Road in Longton, Stoke-on-Trent, England, ST3 1JB. Remember, doors open at 7, bell time is 7:30 for that event. And all tickets are £5 per person or £16 per family. Also this Friday night, Wild Championship Wrestling Outlaws comes to the WCW Arena, 1151 South Kentucky Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46221. Doors open at 6:30, bell time is 7:30. Tickets are adults $9, kids 6 to 10 and get for $6, and 5 and under get in for free. And in that we have the finals of the Outlaw Heavyweight Title Tournament as Ichika Wider take on JKO. And in the spotlight with JT Branham, the Tag Team Champions VIP will be in appearance. Make sure you check out Wild Championship Wrestling Outlaws Friday, March 28th from the WCWO Arena, 1151 South Kentucky Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46221. Also, Elite Wrestling Alliance will come to the Community of Christ, 2508 Glass Street, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37406. Doors open at 7, bell time's 8. Tickets are $5 for those 13 and older, $3 for those 12 and younger. To learn more about Elite Wrestling Alliance, you can follow them at AIWF.net or follow them at AIWF Wrestling. Also, we have River City Wrestling's Super Show at the Sideliners Grill, 15630 Henderson Pass in San Antonio, Texas, 78232. Doors are open at 7:30, bell time's 8 p.m. Tickets are $10, but they are first come, first served. And loser leaves RCW match, the Samoan Beast Michael Faith will take on the Man-Made Machine Christian Valenz. In a Find the Titles match, the Angels champion Alyssa Flash will take on the Phoenix champion Sexual Chile Joey Spector. The first person to find both title belts, which will be hidden somewhere in the Sideliners Grill, will possess both titles. Also, tag team titles are on the line as Ravishing Ryan and Officer Rob Love will defend the River City tag team titles against Mr. B and Nemesis. Also attending the card will be RCW Heavyweight Champion, Super Mex himself, Hernandez. International Champion, the Ultraviolet Beast Masada. The Best Ever, Sammy Guevara, Johnny Axel, Honky Kong, and Big Ced. To learn more about River City Wrestling, you can follow them at rcw-wrestling.com or follow them at RCW Forever on Twitter. That's River City Wrestling, the Super Show at Sideliners. Friday, March 28th from Sideliners Grill, 15630 Henderson Pass, San Antonio, Texas, 78232. And also, as the match mentioned on Saturday, Pure Wrestling Association has action at the Alpine Club, 464 Maple Avenue, Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, in 2H4X5. That will take place at 7 p.m., bell time 7:30. Tickets are $15 general admission, $20 for front row. Kids 6 to 12 get in for $10. Kids 5 and under get in for free. And remember, if you pay an extra $5, no matter what you're getting in, you will get a 6:30 entry. You'll have a meet and greet with a photographer for autographs and photographs, and you'll have priority seating. And to learn more about Pure Wrestling Association, you can follow them at pwacanada.com or follow them on Twitter at pwacanada. Also, want to remind you guys about Smash Wrestling, as Tyson mentioned. That'll take place at the 227 Lounge, 137th City View Drive in Toronto. Doors open at 4 p.m., bell time 5 p.m. Tickets are $20 general admission, and second row VIP is worth $25. To learn more about Smash Wrestling, follow at smash.wrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at Smash Wrestling. Also, want to remind you guys that this Saturday, if you are in my neck of the woods, Langhorne, Pennsylvania, come visit me at the Oxford Valley Mall up on East Lincoln Highway in Langhorne, because I will be meeting the one and only Rikishi through George's Cards and Collectibles. To find out about that, check them out at georgescollectibles.com. Those are our cards for the weekend. And please remember, all cards are indeed subject to change. For the Canadian Goose, Rob Gosling, for the AIWS Heavyweight Champion, Justin Overstreet, for the Ontarian Cyborg, Tyson Nukes, and for the match himself, Mike Hart. This is your boy ROCKIIN REESE on the show where the music and the wrestling talk never stop. WCC Ring Rockers. This has been our all-independent show. Make sure you support and defend your local independent wrestling organizations. We will see you next week. And don't forget, coming up later tonight, Sex Battle celebrates its 1-year anniversary. Congratulations, Gator. We will see you next Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time for our WrestleMania 30 special. Good night, everybody.